Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back here on our channel. And I want to say thank you guys for watching, supporting, buying a coffee, and so on and so on, and a great comments. Me and Paulina, we had a discussions yesterday of what should we talk because most of the videos they are about grinding it out, doing the inner work, fixing things, staying away from giving you more like a coaching approach. But today we decided to talk about the joy of the connection, um, the more positive side that most of the people want it. They want to have this joy. And what is the joy is? So we're going to talk about this joy, going to give you some nuggets in there. And the one thing, if you that video you can take out from it is that your spirituality, the spiritual, the soul connections make the life simple, not complicated. And this is going to be a one true sign inside of you that you evolve, that you move on this. And as our journey with Paulina continues to evolve and grow and so on, the more we are growing, the more we are finding simplicity and the simplicity leading to something even more better in there. And this is what we're going to be discussing today with you guys for it. Please, if you have so many questions, come to the chat and we will be gladly to take your questions and answer it from it. And without other ado, I'll give you Paulina. So,
Hi everyone. Yeah, we welcome any questions anytime. But meanwhile, we really wanted to talk about what you can do with your journey once you see that, oh my God, it's not going anywhere. I feel so stuck. And probably if I had this person in my life, everything would be going smooth because that's what I feel I need. But honestly, the key to this journey is not to put those expectations outward, not to expect that having someone in your life will change anything, because honestly, if you act from this side, you will be putting those pressures and expectations towards the connection itself, and at any point it will not go right because it's not always smooth. You will be kind of losing this sense of integrity, and you will be seeing, oh, I feel the connection is going bad, so that means that I just cannot find this joy, this in my life, in the rest of my life, so in those different parts. So I think that's what's important to recognize, that you just have, that's your kind of responsibility to find the joy in those, as we said, like those simple things, because that's how we build up this experience. Because the more you will find out this joy of the journey itself without putting so much pressure throughout towards this twin flame connection in general, that's gonna be reflecting outward, because you will start getting more independent, so you're hitting this codependency on another person, and codependence of this twin flame connection to work out certain way. I'm sorry, there is a lot of confirmation, like right now someone reminded about myself. Um so the problem is, many people, I think, they are forgetting that the twin flame journey is just part of the whole journey, which is life. And I think that's how you need to navigate that, to detach yourself and detach this kind of full focus only on achieving a union and working towards separation and focusing so much on healing, because there is so much of those conversation going on, but honestly you can overdo it. You can close yourself in this cycle of feeling not good enough or imperfect enough, especially when there's like 3D union is not manifesting, because many people are getting confused and they seem to be doing everything properly and they are really advancing on a journey. At the same time, their twin is not getting back in contact with them, and they are getting so confused, and they think that it's something wrong on their side, while the only thing is they are blocking further progress. Because then, instead of accepting that, you achieved some state and it just, you're perfect, you're whole on your own, then you're ready to embrace anything else. And if you feel in this state that you're not lacking anything, don't fall in those old patterns that, oh, but if I'm whole, my twin should be back, so probably I'm doing something wrong. So it's a little bit of this, getting yourself out of this mindset of your healing journey, and as you progress, everything in the journey will be working your own way, because honestly, as you progress on the journey, the life will be giving you more experiences, and we cannot just predict what kind of experiences there will be, but clearly just finding this joy and happy moments somewhere else with some other people, maybe even on your own, that's where you should actually start. That's the key to make this separation space and all of those hard moments a little bit lighter.
Hmm. Here is that, as Paulina said in there, your focus is a physical union, while your focus should be a spiritual soul union. To understand that, though, you need to make the things more simple. Don't make them complicated. This is why the spirituality comes in to improve your philosophy and our psychology in there. But we're talking about joy. You are looking at it in a joy with the connections as a during these evolutions of this union in there. Even though today I answer in one of the posts of the group of I Am Twin Flame, there was a post about the video of another person who does a lot of videos of in there and so on. And I told the people what you need to understand the simplicity, but the simplicity, it's first of all, you have to look at it in the nature. We are developed into the nature, and that simplicity is there. The code is within you. You're part of the nature in there. But there is another joy, a spiritual joy, because if you picture yourself as a soul, okay, you're somewhere out there, you don't have the physical body, you only operate from the energies and so on. Guess what you're going to missing? The joy of living in a body, the joy of having a cup of coffee, to taste it, the coffee, because when you're as a soul, you can't drink coffee. The joy of walking on this earth within the body, the joy of transmuting everything within the body to touch, to drive, to kiss, to love. You see, this is why the spiritual soul connections is bring that joy. But you have to make things simple, okay? And one of the journey is gonna be that this is why the some of the physical unions are not happening, because you're focused on the physical. And guess what? You get into a physical journey, but you are not ready within the spiritual realm. While the spiritual realm, it says like, I'm gonna separate you, see if anything changes. If nothing changes, then I'm gonna make your journey simple. And this is why our journey is simple. We're making it simple every single day, guys. We're not focused too much of this, what needs to be done and so on. We are seeing it. What else he has to be completed in there? How can we make it more simple without any pressures between us? We both have things that we need to sort out in there and so on. But we make it simple. And that brings us joy. We have a daily communications of what's going on within one person, what's going on within the other person. And here is the communications. And we feel that this union that it's coming in for it. Yeah, we are one, we are in union, we've been in the physical, we know how it is, everything is so on. But we both recognize that there is some things in there that are not complete yet. But when we working on the completion, understanding what else we need to complete, we have a joy, because even that we are physical separate, nothing changes. Our energy is there, our relationship is even stronger. The connection itself, it's leading us, it's guiding us, it's telling us what we need to do. And we are seeing it, the pattern. There is nothing actually changed. The only thing that is improved is the joy within the connections, the the intellectual side there. And here's what you need to see is that now joy first, you need to be a personal, of course. You to be joined it. You to wake up, you to be like, oh my God, I'm the soul on earth within a body. I want to pinch myself. Okay. But when you focus it on all this trauma, dramas, and so on and so on, that's what you attract. You're forgetting that the journey that is here for the soul, it is about the joy of love. What are you understanding about love, though? And here it's the requirements that the community getting all screwed up in there. Oh, you have to be on the physical to have the union. Well, when you go into your journey, you're gonna find out that even if you're in a physical journey in there, and you guys already know that, you can be in a union with someone who's sitting next to you, but they're 10,000 miles away from you. They're not there. They're not present. Their presence is not within you. They're not next to you, and so on and so on. Well, the spirituality realm, it is about like you're here and 10,000 kilometers away, and their presence is right next to you, within you. Now, there is nothing changed. Okay? And here is why Paulina said about healing this codependency of that higher level of state. But when you make the things simple within yourself, you don't make it hard on yourself. And when it's not hard on yourself, they become more easy. When they become more easy, you begin to enjoy this journey. Because when you joy, when you calm down within yourself, you feel the powerful love. The powerful love turns to inner peace. The inner peace becomes the joy. And then you're getting the enlightenment when it even makes the journey so simple that you are going to be wondering in your mind where you have been all those years. Okay, but until you understand it into all this process, in there, of course, you have to go through the mud. You have to go through challenges. You have to go through some certain things until you figure things out with you. But when you start focusing on the joy of the connection, the joy is coming natural in its own way. So, hi Erica, happy to have you here.
Yeah. Hi, Erika. Yeah, that's what you said about this simplicity, but it comes with acceptance. That there is always this level of acknowledging the whatever state you're currently at, whether or not with communication with your twin flame or total separation or in and out runner chaser. Honestly, if you're able, the sooner you're able to accept the current state and find peace within it, that's when you're getting to the next stage. And that's why somehow, some way, and that's your inner work, you need to find a way, even in those runner chaser dynamics. That's because this is such a messy period that you have to take this responsibility and see how can i how can I take myself out of this pulling and pushing energies. Don't expect someone else to do something for you, so there is a peace within the connection. Ask yourself what you can do to take yourself into this peaceful state. So if you see, okay, if I see clearly that I'm the chaser, like how do I work towards bringing peace to myself, so I don't have those weird longings. And if it's need for communication in general, then okay, am I lacking the communication with that person, or maybe I'm just lacking communication with people in general. So maybe you have to find your focus somewhere else, as I said, outside of the connection. If you consider you're taking the twin flame experience from your life right now, what it's left, do you see that your life is just composed of different people, different environments, different places, and different activities? And that's how you start to build this up. As some people say, oh, you should not be abandoning your twin flame journey, but you're not abandoning, you're just expanding your view, not to get dependent just on this single piece. Because honestly, it won't work until you really balance out the other things as well. Because many people, I think, they are even treating this runner chasing dynamics and those unclear communications, still hanging on to that, instead of seeing the big issue, like that it's to be addressed, that will be reflected in the other parts of life too. If we have tendencies to run away from the problems instead of solving them, they will be surfacing anywhere else, not only within the connection. So I think sometimes that's what's important. Even in our case, we are together we are working with each other, but at the same time we are separate. So for some people that's hard experience because this physical part is missing. So of course, as humans, we have those human emotions of missing, and we would like to be together. But we realize for our practice is to find joy in this situation that we have right now, not to wait until it happens, until we are together. Just kind of work with this mindset. Oh, even if it doesn't happen, even if it wouldn't happen, can you accept that, and can you make your life full right now without having even this person in your field? So I think that's a practice that can work for everyone, independent on a stage, because it's, if the universe wants you to remember that, and you have a tendency to just get too attached to someone, because we are constantly improving. Like some of those lessons that we've learned, they take time to adapt. So that's why there is this period that you kind of understood those things on the journey, but to make it solid, it will take a little bit of time. So for me, for example, that's a constant lesson. I'm still individual here. Like I cannot expect that once we get together in physical, my whole life would be all beautiful. If I have some things right now that I feel uncomfortable with, I know I have to solve them on my own, not kind of distracting myself and just escaping. Oh, let's just get together and forget about those things I'm dealing with right now.
It's a lot of more going on in here within the energies and talking about this video. Let me give you a little bit kind of like positiveness in here. Your the reason for this chasing is running. It is about to realize in there. Do you value the connection? Both of you. Okay. If you both of you learn how to give into the connection and have a patience to figure the things out, then the connections, then you're gonna have this mutual interest and a joy within the connection. You actually gonna be consuming that energies that it comes in from the connections that it's made itself. Okay, this is kind of like if you have to put it in a human relationship, this is a when you and the person you love kissed for the for the first time each other, and you enjoy that kiss. Okay, but can you imagine this within your soul though, in there? Because that's when the connection comes in first within. You have this kiss in the soul before you kiss in the lips. And then when you both begin to give more into the connection, you're creating this bubble zone. It is the same thing as the connection. You enjoy that connection, then the connection becomes more stronger. And then the joy of this connections that it comes in. I mean, what kind of you're already experiencing during the ignition state how this joy will be. But when the two people get indulge of this giving in there will be no chaser running. The chaser running dynamic is only shows you who gives and who takes and who is afraid and who is codependent. Basically, this shows up the reality. And if you have this energies inside of you, you've already been through this process. Then you're gonna be understanding. I'm not running. I'm not chasing. Let's see what is going on here with the connection. And the more you evolve in there, boy, you're gonna love it because every time you evolve, you're gonna have this internal joy, but you also gonna understand that things in the connections, which is your counterpart's gonna do about the connection, that's not none of your business. It's none of my business what she does, and so on and so on. For the connection, okay? She does it naturally on her own, but just the connection is telling her what she needs to work there with the connection between her and our connections and so on. This is like the personal relationship with God. That's what this is. A lot of you though still want to interfere. You don't have the joy of the connection. You know what the joy of the connection is when you walk into the streets and you feel your counterpart's love comes into you, and you just have this little smile in the light, and it's so pleasurable that it comes from here up, and you're glowing. It's not going down like you are like, oh my god, if I get her body, oh, you guys know what I'm talking about, and you have these butterflies in your stomach. No, I'm talking about this experience within the soul that it comes in and there. Until you understand there is nothing changes. You feel it, you know. And that is the moment of joy within the soul, guys. Okay? But don't make things more complicated than it's needed. Try to see the joy, try to see the positiveness. And when you add more into the connections, but naturally within love and so on, the other person will see it. And how they're going to do it, that it's up to them. If they don't want to do it, wise to yourself. Work on yourself. Don't be just, it's just this person, it's just this situations is in there. Because there is going to be so many connections created. But how many of these connections is going to be given a fruition for it? Okay. So that is a what we came in to tell you about it, because that way your soul journey is gonna be more easier. But you making other things complicated doesn't get it. And when you find out that you are the one who makes the things more complicated within yourself, because what is in, that's what it's out, then you begin to understand this correlation, a relationship with yourself. Then the things get even easier. Oh, okay. What can I do? What can I see? What can I get in that? Then you begin to understanding the intelligence of the soul. And that intelligence of the soul, it's attached to the connection. And connection says like, look, things are simple. You don't have to do worry about it. Enjoy it. Enjoy what it is, the current moment state of time. It is what it is. And when you live in what it is, what it is, the inner peace is walking, the joy is there, and you're like, I'm waiting for my divine time. And then that even gets better. Okay, because now the divine testing you and they know you're ready. Okay, but have this joy while you're waiting the things to fall in place within the 3D. Okay, because the universe it's working to see this, and the connection itself is gonna know about it. If you're ready, it will make it happen. If you're not ready, it's gonna be okay. It needs to be worked out. And the reason for this is that once the soul union, guys, take its place in there, not to work on the issue, but joy the issue. Joy that love in a permanent behavior state that you have. Because you already fix your thought patterns, you fix everything, and now you have permanent spiritual based behavior of joy within you. Here is what you're looking at for as a union. Okay. So back to your darling. Guys, if you have a questions you can ask. Don't be so
Yeah,
about it.
it was, you know, what was coming to me right now, it's maybe to remind people about staying grateful for this experience that came to them, because many people are not very happy with the way the journey is unfolding, and they wish to be in different state or different stage of the connection, but it's not happening, and who knows when it's gonna happen. So I think just shifting the focus back to the connection itself, just really trying to do this step back and see what the connection was really showing you, because in the end it's just the guidelines for you, because it's just get back to this um, mindset of, okay, what is it mirroring to me? Because clearly if everything would be perfect and flawless, that would mean that you have nothing to do. But if there were some major issues that were emerging and were leading maybe to the separation, or you have this temporary lack of contact, just observe yourself, not judge yourself, and don't treat this whatever is not working out as a punishment that is, oh my god, why it makes it so much difficult for me, for other people it's working, their twin flame journey is easier, why it's happening. The moment you start doing it, it's just you're putting unnecessary pressures for yourself. So that's the first step. Don't judge and don't compare yourself to any other journeys. And however many people, however many connections people had, whatever the dynamics there were, because that's what I feel, it's keeping people in this unnecessary comparison mode, and they are getting more confused because some people say, oh, I have this twin flame for all my life, and other people have several strong soul connections. And there are just so many different dynamics that all you have to do is just focus on what was not working for you, or what was keeping you from building this healthy open connection with someone, and just work on that and just leave the person as they are. It's really, probably they had nothing to do with that. They were just used as a way to mirror you those things. But you cannot put any negative emotions towards a person or feel um some guilt either towards them or towards yourself. It's just, okay, that was kind of a situation that caused you to see different parts of yourselves. But what do you do with that? So the moment that's kind of like the first step. Just put it aside and appreciate how the universe is just giving you this beautiful description, what do you have to do to improve. And honestly, whatever will be happening after, it's not even important. Whether or not you will be using this, whatever version of yourself you've built, that's first and foremost for you, just really to make your life simpler. Because all of those issues, if you observe what was kind of emerging during this maybe ignition state, or those kind of like red flags that started popping up, just keep in mind that all of those things were making your life a little bit more difficult. There were either some blocks or pressures or traumas that were being caused. And just imagine yourself, if you've worked through all of those issues that were emerging, and you would remove all the fears towards the connection and all of those dependencies, how much your life would get simpler. So hopefully that will give you more encouragement, instead of seeing like it's like a grinding process, like never ending healing. It's just, okay, like that makes sense. If I didn't have a fear of intimacy, probably we would be intimate and I would enjoy it. I wouldn't have to be afraid that my part will get exposed. So it kind of shows you those ways of how you can free yourself up to really start building those connections from this openness and freedom, and especially from your side. Because that's really that's when you start enjoying that's how you will start enjoying the connections, but life in general, because all of those experiences. And there will be one next point I'm gonna discuss after, but maybe you want to add something to it.
One thing that I want to add when you are talking about it is that mm, I was supposed to make a video on my channel, but I'm gonna share it right now here. For it, it's about the extremes. Okay, when during your life here, it doesn't matter from programming, religion, culture, friends' influence during your growing up, or family dynamic, talking about parents, kids, and or personal family dynamic, you learn one thing, to choose, to make choices, yes or no questions, and so on. Why you say yes, why you say no, especially you didn't pay attention to one thing, certain things that you don't like, and you don't know why you don't like them. Those particular patterns I'm going to be talking in there, because once you actually end up in the journey is pointing out exactly this. It's a key. I'm giving you a key right here, guys, right now. And when you know, throughout the years, I've been talking to a lot of the twin flames. They say, I didn't like this, I didn't like that, I didn't like that. And the universe says, like, why you don't like it? I'm gonna send you a person like this so you can understand what it is. And then you understand what you've been missing out. Okay, what have you been missing out? And then by the understanding one side of extremes with the other, you have the complete picture. Now within the complete pictures isn't there, it finally comes to you. I have to understand, enjoy what is that going on. I have to joy within these situations isn't there. Now I get it. I get it what it's right, what it's wrong. Because sometimes when you do it too good, you're hurting people, right? Sometimes when you choose the dark side in there and so on, you're actually protecting yourself, right? But how you gonna be interpreted within a people's situations isn't there? It's a whole another ball game. But when you begin to have the joy of the journey, it's like, okay, I'm gonna be tackled this right here. I'm gonna be tackled that right there. We do it with joy, and then this energies in there. They told you don't go to the extremes. Seek, observe, gather information, process data, evolve. Okay, simple. Make it the things simple, guys, and they are simple. Ego is making it complicated. Programming makes it complicated. Fears makes it even worse. The fears prevent you to go through this journey in there. When you remove it, you're gonna find that things were so simple, like you're walking on the street. Some of you is gonna be laughing at me, but that's how it goes. But after you get through the higher situations, isn't there? That's how it goes. Sometimes I gotta pinch myself. It's like, man, is it really that simple? And I try to put it this simplicity in there, and sometimes the people, you know, don't understand it. But when I put it into the lately being having a lot of different talks, and I explain it these situations in a simple way, and the people like they get in it because you're providing this 5D language translated into human-based relationships. So yeah, that's all I had to say, baby. Back
Mm.
to you.
Yeah, I was reminded about one more thing that happens. That some people are a little bit restricting themselves, especially when, for example, there were some dreams or plans that being made before separation. Like it's kind of brings me back always whenever we are talking, just to kind of remind people my experience. So when there are some plans that being made, and then let's say separation happens, it can feel like, oh my god, I will have to wait for this person to come back to fulfill your dreams. And that's gonna be leaving you in this state of, oh, my life will start being fulfilled with those all those dreams once this person is back. So I would just advise everyone just to follow those dreams, because you may feel like, oh, but I would like to achieve it with that person. But then it's like there is like one part of this exercise, just try to achieve it on your own and see if that idea came from both of us. That's a very high chance that your soul wanted to achieve it, not necessarily with that person. It's just that was the seed that was planted. So just use this ideas that you are getting into within this ignition state, just to follow it, because that's gonna be very nice guidance for you, how you can rebuild yourself and these parts of the soul that we kind of recollect through engaging with different soul connections. You're gonna be growing spiritually this way. And at the same time, I wanted to touch base on the topic of also restricting yourself, but even with this sphere like of romantic relationship or intimate relationships, that I observe that some people are feel like they are restricting themselves and putting themselves uh like in a box, and they feel like, I don't even want to look another person right now. I don't feel like like that would feel like cheating. And I'm not saying that everyone should go right now and just go into bed with anyone. It's more just, if you are in this state, just observe yourself if it's not you who's causing you this kind of way of thinking, if there are not some fears, maybe as I mentioned before, something related to intimacy, getting close to someone, that you found a safe space because you will say, oh, I don't have to deal with this issue because I will wait for my twin, and you put this into the box. And and I'm not saying that that's everyone's case, but that might happen. So just observe yourself, any type of restrictions you're putting currently in your life, that, oh, I cannot do it, maybe I'm not able to do it, perhaps if my twin was around, or maybe when he will or she will be back, I'm gonna be ready. Just change this pattern. Just whatever comes for you in terms of the limits that you feel for yourself, you're responsible you're responsible for freeing yourself up without waiting for someone. You're not doing it for someone, you're doing it for yourself. So that also takes this additional pressure of, oh, I'm gonna do that to get my twin because I'm gonna be whole and the union will come. It's okay, just leave this person. What you want to do really for yourself in this journey, and then you will see how the universe will be guiding you, how you can really tackle those things. And very often they will come from unexpected sources. So yeah, that was the point I wanted to remind people. That's very important to take this responsibility to do those things now, no matter the circumstances.
Very important issue, guys. Mm, I've been dealing with this for quite a few years without talking with people, do their sessions and so on. And here is that what Paulina was talking about, this demisexuality. You kind of like close yourselves out in there, and only this person is kind of locking me. You basically lock yourself up in a cage, okay? You lock the key and you give it the key to this person for your own happiness, for your own joy, okay? And when you look at it inside of you, then this person, he doesn't even care. This person holds the key for your happiness inside, okay? There's nothing wrong you to go out there and you to kind of like preserve yourself, but don't take it to extremes. Only this person, because when you get into the extremes, then I have people who comes in, they have problem with the hormones, they have a problem of getting pregnancy, they have problems of even open up an intimacy level. Especially we're talking about for I mean it's the both it's the both sexes for it. Okay, the female they have issues to open up, they're not wet. The masculine, he doesn't get up. All right. I know it's a tough topic to talk about in this, but when you actually open up yourself with the joy and you open up yourself for the energies, that heals these portions. You're connecting back into your mother nature to restore your system. You should step back from all the other stuff, but to restore your system, but not to lock yourself in the cage in there. And this intimacy situations that it's there, because at some point, okay, that intimacy is going to be walked back in together with soul. And when that intimacy is blocked in there from within you, then you're going to be like, well, deal, I'm with this person, I'm with my twin, and guess what? I don't understand why there is this intimacy issues isn't there. Did you open it up? Did you give the key to the other person who is not anymore with you? That person who says like, you know what, go move in your life. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. And are they holding the key? How you gonna get yourself out? You're the key. Okay. You have the key right here in your neck, but you don't see it because your focus is in that person, isn't there? So it's very good with that because when you look at it in this and so in your own level, you gotta find the joy within yourself, and that's kind of what's gonna happen is when you love yourself, you love your body, You love your heart. You're not ashamed, guilt, and aware of your body, how's it look. Okay? Maybe you have some little bit of cupcakes on the side and so on. The masculine, they are more within, I don't have muscles and I have this little thing and so on. Or the females, they are like, look at them, they are down, or they're small, they're big, or all that stuff. Guys, enjoy your body is yours. Enjoy the soul that is inside of that body because you're able to touch. Okay? You're able to smell. You're able to taste. And your soul has that experience through the body. That is it, the purpose of the soul connections. You to embody that soul within your body. And together, when it comes in with this union within you, then the joy comes in because that union that you have within yourself, you share it with another person who has the same union with you. And then that intimacy is going to be turned into what you want, what you always wanted it and needed it. You're opened because all the energies are working there. But again, there's joy. Okay? I love my face. Yeah, maybe I'm not counting the Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger here, but they're mine. I love them. They're mine. Have a joy, guys. Joy. Powerful joy, yeah. Because when you find out that your soul has this experience within your body, why are you shaming yourself within your body, or you're afraid, or you're preserving yourself? You're blocking yourself. You're putting yourself in a cage. Cage. While you are made to be a free bird. Okay? And then you're waiting for someone outside to open the cage when the key was inside of you. You created that cage for people's expectations about you. But that's another psychological issue. I don't want to talk about it. We're talking about you to see your soul, to get that power of the soul, of the joy, guys. Okay? Because do you know how many souls are suffering that they don't have a body and they want to have that experience? There is so many souls that are waited to be have bodies to be made. There. Picture that way. Ever picture it that way? You gotta be proud and blessed and joyful that, man, I got my turn. I'm here. I can do these things. Oh man, it's a beautiful coffee. I enjoy it. Right? Can you do that as a soul? No, you can't even grab the cup. You don't have the receptors to taste the coffee. You only have the memory. Maybe taste. See what I'm saying? So while you're here, whatever you do, especially right now within the journey as a soul, your personal journey, crying out loud, enjoy it. Okay? Don't do crazy stuff and stupid stuff, but find this joy. Okay? This balance within yourself that creates this love. Okay? Because it's incredible experience. Because that connection within your soul is that's what has been given it to you. Because the soul is inside of it, it's like, I'm happy. I can touch, I can smell, I can eat, I can taste these different foods. Can you imagine that joy from the soul? And your soul is going to be craving for things that you are craving for so long before you embody that body. But that's what the part of the embodiment of the soul is. And then that joy is going to come in a connection. You're talking about union with another person. That's what you're just looking for. All right? Kind of like giving you this positive energies, guys. All right, so it's no questions. I don't know if you got anything to add, baby.
Yeah, probably just a reminder, that's those extremes that we were talking, that, some people are just going too much into the spirituality, and then it's comfortable out there, and it's, of course, like, it's super magical and you can have all those visions and those experiences, but in the end you cannot go to the extreme and just treat it as, oh, that's the best, and then, oh my god, I just still have my 3D life here. And it's just, if there will be these periods that you will feel that you just cannot find anything, that it's like there is nothing left for me here, I'm just like, what is the purpose? There are two cases. Either you're going through some transmutation period, but most of the time you will know it, that it's just, okay, I just have to go low this time, and just you communicate that with, like, people around, they will kind of feel that something is wrong, but you, at the same time, you will feel like you're still in control, you're allowing yourself to go down. But if things get out of control and you see these periods are way too long, probably it's not this transmutation period. Probably you allowed yourself to dwell on this, like, kind of depression state a little bit too long, and it took your those joys that we are talking in life, like, it's kind of took over, and that will be your responsibility to kind of bring yourself back and maybe force it. It's just the same way as you did it for probably one, two, three times already in your life. These times that there is nothing to do, you just you have to relearn yourself. Okay, what do you do? What kind of food? Because there will be all of those things will be shifting. So you may find yourself lost, that, oh, but I don't enjoy anything anymore. That will be your job. No one will be coming to you and see, okay, maybe you should try this or you should try that. Like, your responsibility will be to explore. And that's the purpose. That's what your soul wants to do. They want to explore. They want to try those different food. They want to go somewhere else. But right now you will be doing that with the consciousness. So that's gonna be even more tricky, because it's not gonna be autopilot. You know that that's your responsibility to take yourself places or to try these other things and find this new hobby. It's just, it's gonna be more active. Um, so maybe that was kind of, like, advice, that you have to observe yourself if you're not losing the touch from 3D reality, because for the cost of the 5D, because you cannot, your life will be falling out of balance and it's missing its purpose, because instead of really enjoying here, and whatever you feel up there, it's not gonna match your 3D experience. So you just have to be resilient, and you have to be patient and gentle with yourself, just to really create this nice space for yourself. And as I said, if it seems that, like, there is nothing left, like, what am I supposed to do? Just start small with those simple tools, like, gratitude journal, and just see those small things that you still have. And sometimes we tend to forget it, those basics, because they are being missed among these spiritual experiences. But those simple things to be grateful, having family, having friends, and all of those things, and even, like, being healthy, and, like, this spirituality 101, I would say. But we forget about how powerful it is once you get more advanced spiritually. So it's always good to get back to those things.
Yeah, you're gonna find out that, as Paulina said, you're gonna go more advanced as the advancements comes in. The advancements makes the things simple. If you're in your soul journey and the things are so complicated, that's mean you have not evolved.
Hey babe, can you give an example of those? Like, what do you mean by complicated?
Here is what happens. I will say what it's complicated. You listen to spirituality. Okay, I had those people coming into me for consultations, and it's like hey, ideal. I've been to working with such and such, and I also been working with such and such, and I also been working with such and such, and I also, and my journey still is like, and I want to see if I can work with you, and I'm okay. Like, what do you know? I'm asking to see what other person knows about the spiritual, the soul journey, and so on and so on, is in there. And then what I find out is the people they go in and they're like, I need to go ahead and see. For example, one of the situations is in there. It's like they promised me that I'm gonna be with my twin flame. So she did not did her inner work when even the one of the teachers told her you need to do this, this, and this. Then she went to another coach in there. And the other coach is talking, you need to work on yourself on these issues for it, and don't put pressure. She did pressure within the connection. The connection went away, and she went to another person who told her, "You haven't done the work, and you only want to do the things." So now, instead of getting to the first person, get the things that you have to get in it done. You're walking around and you're making more complications, not only for yourself, not only from the connections and so on. Some of the people they are even going into, for example, I had some people who comes in and they are, I've been to astrologists and so on. I need to do my chart and I've been through this and before, and people escaping, they're learning the spirituality. They say, I'll watch so many videos of this, and this, but they didn't apply it. And when they did not applied it in there, all of a sudden they have not evolved to make the thing simple, and they start making it even more complicated because, for example, they're going out and they go into the work of the twin flame, or they go out and chasing them, or and so on and so on, or they're like a constantly obsessing, which is that's what the one of the problem is, constantly obsessing about their twin flame, and then creates more issues because of they're not moving forward, but that instead of expanding within the proper energies to understanding the journey and so on, they're expanding within the problems. They're creating more issues where there is no issues, simply because they are afraid to do their work. Instead of solving the issues, they're creating more. And this is what I was talking about when it comes in with so many questions. Isn't there sometimes when I talk to people, they're like, "Yeah, I know this, but do you apply it?" No, I didn't. Well, if you didn't apply it, then you create more issues, right? Yeah, I did. So you see the confirmations from these kind of like people and so on and so on. Even some of the people that are out there, they're making comments, post videos, and so on. I'm not gonna comment on that for it. Everyone is responsible for their own stuff that they do for it. So is we. In there, everyone took its own responsibilities on that. But I'm talking about that like you've been on this journey for 10 years and you're still on the same level you started as a day one. And for those 10 years that you study and so on and so on and so on, how many issues did you solve and how many issues did you create? And then you see that the person created more issues within there instead of resolving issues from within, because it's lacking that simplicity within a soul instead of um, solving them. And some people are gonna get triggered to this, but I'm not looking for those people who are not doing it. That I'm seeing it through the people who actually did that work. Those couple that I work with them. Who I'm referring into it for, that we talked about them yesterday. For guess what? They came to me. They had those issues. They worked on their issues. They worked their issues out. And guess what? Right now, where the level they are is so different when I'm talking to them, right? And this is what makes the difference. But there is other couples we've been talking to them, and guess what? The issue still there, and it's even creates more issues on positions because the soul journey is coming to make your life easier. Because the soul comes in and it says like, I can make it better for you. I can make the road more easier, more simple, if you only listen to it. And this is what it's so interesting and it's so blessing, guys. The understanding is a blessing. Listening your soul is a blessing. It's a very beautiful blessing. You're taking that soul within you that listen it and that does it, and that energy that comes in to wake up your soul. When awakening stage within the twin flames, did you enjoy the simple things? Like a simple thing to go out for a walk and see the flowers. You're in that amazement state of awakening, and you're just like, what a beautiful flowers. You see a couples, they're older, and they still holding their hands, and he's like, oh my God, this is beautiful love. Not like oh my God, my twin flame is not here. Maybe I should talk to his kids, or maybe I can talk to the coworkers. Maybe I can push it in there. Now you create a problem with his kids or with the coworkers, with your job is jeopardized. Do you guys see the differences? And that's what I'm talking about. That the soul journey is making life much more simple, not complicated. This is why is this quote that soul makes things easy, the ego makes it complicated. Okay, that's what I was meaning. And if I can give you so many examples that it's like you know, uh,
No, so in general, it's just about bringing these energies back and just whatever issues it is, just um, work on your integrity. That's what was coming to me when you were speaking, and I think that's the key. You have to have this integrity because then you will see you don't need anyone else in your field, and you can give yourself all the joy and happiness you want. And one good indicator, if like where you are at with this
mm-hmm,
journey, is probably just to try to see what happens if you're on your own. Do you consider being on your own like being like lonely and bored, or is something that you enjoy? Is it something that you appreciate when you have this opportunity that's a space for you instead of it's a loneliness? So probably that's a good indicator, because we all should be in this state that we are enjoying being with ourselves. And I would like to see the comments, because I know that Erica was talking about this as well. So that's gonna be good to bring it. So I have no questions. I'm living already in joy. In everything I do, see what I'm experiencing in the day. The
great.
day is easy, peaceful. I love my energy and our energy between Funflay and me. My relationship with myself is beautiful. So you see, once you kind of reintegrate yourself, because your twin flame will be showing you your lacks, what you're expecting from other people, but then you go and you say, okay, maybe I don't need anyone to adore me, I don't need anyone to give me gifts, or whatever people are expecting from their twin flame. If they are expecting, oh, they should say more, they love me, but do you love yourself? If you love yourself, like, you would not be putting those projections outside, and then you will just start really rebuilding yourself, and you won't be lacking anything. And then you will see, okay, my twin flame is not with me. That's okay. Like, they have their journey. It's just, and then the peace comes in, because like, what can compromise your peace if you have such a self worth that you know that your worth is not depending on however many people you have around, or whoever you have you around, or who chose to be with you, who chose not to be with you. You'll be like, okay, that's their choice. Like, I choose me. And it's like that people are free to choose. So you see how it's kind of really makes this life more open to you, because you're not dependent on anyone. You don't listen to anyone what the other people are saying or doing, or of course you're still engaging with people, but that's your choice. It's not like, oh my god, I have to be with this person because like my life has no meaning. So, and then we have Karen. Do you want to read the comments and comment, or I can
Okay, I'll
continue?
take it. When oneself sabotage, there is no joy. Exactly. When you sabotage yourself in there, there is no joy. There is this pressure of let it done, let it's done, and then you have it. Can you enjoy it? No, because you have to fight it. You have to work that out. You have to grind it out, and so on and so on. And then you find out you like the joy in there. Start accepting your journey, step back in the reality, and you will become joy. Man, I love Eminem. Oops, there is gravity. Back to reality. Okay, if you guys don't know the song, I suggest you to watch it. But yes, it's the joy. It is a powerful energies in there. You might not gonna understand it a little bit, but just before the joy comes in, there is this little sadness of the old that you have to let it go, of your programming that you have to let it go, of the things that they don't work out, you have to let it go. You're gonna go through this period. Once you get it off of this and there, the joy comes in and brings you happiness. And the soul comes in is like, I told you so. You listen there, and the soul like, yeah, I told you so. And you're like, I should have listened. That little voice that I didn't listen, right? So yeah, step back is great. It's one of the most common things that you can do because that step back brings you back into really to the reality in there. And learn to lay back from time to time in a process and smile at yourself. That's the most important person. You need to smile in the morning. See yourself in the mirror. It's like, hi, soul, how are you? Hey, Dio, how are you? Having a great time? Okay, maybe you have a lot of things to do, but you know what? Just not smile to yourself. You're gonna get that done and going, okay? And you're doing, of course, step by step. A lot of the people have this focus of like, I have to do this, and he got the list and there, and it's like, what should I do first? I don't know what to do first. Step by step, you're doing it one by one. Do what you can, the best as you can, and do it with joy while doing it, whatever it is. Something doesn't work out, says like, okay, it's not the divine time. Done. I'll have my joy, keep my peace. Next. Oh, that doesn't work either. Okay. I'm not gonna get mad about it. That's me. That is something else that it needs to be done. Let me step back. Oh, this is needed to be done. Okay, now this is done. How this thing just happened in itself. There, I got the call. Oh, this thing happens in itself. Happen as a call, and then you get the joy, right? You know, and then step back. So yeah, step by step, and this is what goes on. Ella, I received the beautiful things. What I see in people, exactly. And people will mirror you. Even today, I was washing the car and I was sitting there, and there was a guy far, far away in there, and he wants to have a cigarette. And I'm like, I'm gonna be talking to this guy for some reason. The guy is getting his pockets and so on and so on. He doesn't have a lighter. And guess what? He comes towards me. It's like, can I borrow a lighter? Sure. I'll just now sit down. Guess what? We had an amazing conversation. Intelligent, amazing, spiritual conversation. And it was beautiful. We had joy. That's what I'm talking about. Okay? But your gravity is attracting this in there.
Yeah, and that's the best way to tell that you're doing your work. You know, if you notice those shifts that those miserable people are not following you, you know, those weird shady connections are not following you, that everything becomes just happy and open and full. Like you can sense when people are having their own integrity, and if you start attracting those kinds of people who just get it like all together, that's a very good sign for you. And if you're not there yet, it really doesn't, it's not wrong, it's just they will be mirroring you. Okay, what else do you have, you know, what kind of lessons you haven't learned from the previous connection, or it's a very good indicator. And I really enjoyed when I saw this shift by myself too, you know, just okay, this work is what I'm doing for me, it's working because my life is shifting. So thanks, Erica and Karen, for sharing. I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. All right. Well, should we wrap this one up? Um, I will go back into this, like giving you this nugget in there. Uh, if the soul doesn't help in your life in there to make the things easy, look at yourself. Why you make it complicated? Could you blame your soul journey? Could you blame your twin flame? Could you blame the universes in there and so on and so on? But when you look at it, that this journey comes in to make your life easier, to navigate it better, you improve in yourself, and you have the joy. I think this is what you should take it from the soul journey inside of yourself. Go be happy, go be love, go do the things that you have to be here. And for crying out loud, give your soul the pleasure to enjoy this body life that you're living here. Go smell the flowers. Go out by the walks by the river. Go swim in the ocean. Go enjoy Mother Nature. Go enjoy the food, coffee, if you have to. But enjoy it. You want to find that love, guys. So that's all I have to say. Go enjoy it.
No, I think you sum it up nicely. Good luck, guys. If you have any specific questions to what we've discussed today, we would appreciate it in the comments. Keep doing your work, but also enjoying, because that's the most important part. It just, you don't have to rush anywhere. Just take it step by step, and just don't make those things more difficult than they already are, because they are tricky, but they can be simple. They can be made more easy. You just need to want to collaborate with your soul, wherever they are guiding you. They are really trying to make it easier for you. Sometimes we have to go through those experiences, bad emotional experience in the soul language is still just an experience. So don't stay too much in those moments. Just live through whatever you have to live through and move on, because there is way more after that.
All right,
Thank you, guys.
guys. Thank you,
Bye bye.
Karen. Thank you, Erica, for the comments. And we have some more stuff to say later on to do some stuff more. But in the future, just keep here watching us. And you guys know how to find us. Okay. And thank you. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the support. And as we say, be love. Okay. Be love.
Take care.
See you next time.
Thank you.